What's up? There are a few things I have to clarify here. There are three series of the show, one of which I got a video to show you guys, um, and everything to I have to show you to clarify what I'm going to say here. First, um, I'm just putting this into my Discord. Um, so let's get the very first one out of the way. I just have to send one thing to someone else. I'm a huge fan of Power Rangers. Now, let me get this straight. I have seen uh, some clips and a couple full episodes, not of the first season, but of like second. Uh, when Lord Zed came on the show of the original Power Rangers, I've seen some of Zeo. Seen the Turbo movie. I've watched some In Space and Lost Galaxy, which were on demand for a little while. I watched a couple episodes of that. Lightspeed Rescue, I've also was an on-demand thing. Time Force was shown on Nicktoons. Wild Force, I have a VHS tape of the first episode and stuff, but that's besides my point. Let's get on to the first video that I have. I have it sitting, I think it's right, no, it's right here. This is the first video we have to watch. We're not going to watch the full thing, but we will watch some of this. Excuse me. Pause. That's not what I want. There should be a specific video. I have to search something here that you guys can... I'm just going to bring myself back. I'm just going to go boop. There we go. That's not the video I want. You guys can tell what the theory I have in mind. There's a theory. About this. There's a theory about the season. Okay. I'm not going to show you a video, but this will explain a little bit once I get you guys with the theory. I think the theory goes that, and this is why Mega Force and Super Mega Force are not actual seasons that are in the main timeline. This is a subsidiary. The theory goes that Power Rangers Mega Force is actually a training simulation run by Tommy in Super Mega Force. They gain the ability to morph into any previous team of Rangers to counter threats, and it all ends with a massive battle of every single Power Ranger joining together. Let me see. I have to find the theory down here. I'm trying to see something here. Okay. So, from the Ranger, it's Kestro from the Ranger Board theorizes that the 2 seasons are actually Tommy Oliver's plan to reform a new team, as he's done in the past, but with a twist. None of it is real. The Rangers are in a Matrix-like simulation designed to minimize danger while training and evaluating their abilities. It explains the inconsistencies with the past continuity in the series, such as no one knowing that Power Rangers or aliens are real, as well as slightly different designs of certain machines and locations, like the Zords and Lion Zord, Corinth, since Tommy Oliver had no first-hand experience of them. And this also explains why in one of the episodes, the Jungle Fury Red Ranger basically helps out Pink and Green Ranger and it disappears. And is no longer working at the zoo. That to me is like a glitch in that simulation. Along with RPM and Dino Charge both being in separate timelines. Now, what I'm going to go over is how are the shows connected. And these go, and I'm not going by, when I go through the connected series, I do not go by any of the RPM and or, well, okay, I'll go with one, like, 2 exceptions. I'll go with and then okay, Dino Charge, okay? I only go by that one. I do not go by the grid connection one as fitting because it's not that important to the timeline in the form that it's something that's part of it, but it does not count in series connections, connecting the series together. So this is the timeline. It's the first Mighty Morphin Power Rangers seasons 1 through 3, Zeo, then Turbo, In Space, then Lost Galaxy, Lightspeed Rescue, then Time Force, then Wild Force, then Ninja Storm, then Dino Thunder, then Mystic Force, and then after Mystic Force is Operation Overdrive. Then after Operation Overdrive is Power Rangers Samurai. Then after Samurai comes Ninja Steel, because Mega Force never happens in the events of my timeline that I go by this theory. And then it goes Beast Morphers, Dino Fury, and then SPD. Reason SPD is at the end because that takes place further in the future, opposed to something else. So, yeah. Dino Thunder has Tommy Oliver in it, but let's go over with this, okay? Zeo, the crossovers with other series such as Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, stuff like that, doesn't quite count in the crossover timeline thing that I have. These are just crossovers that connect, like interwove and connect the series together. You have Zeo and Alien Rangers, that's part of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Then you have In Space with Turbo and the original Rangers. In Space did have a crossover with the original Rangers. It was the episode. It was In Space. You had the one with the Turbo was just the Blue Ranger. Then Always Chance, you had the Black Ranger, which was the original Ranger, which connected the two series together. Then it was Lost Galaxy and In Space. And In Space had the Red Space Ranger, Black Space Ranger, Blue Space Ranger, Yellow Space Ranger, and the Pink Space Ranger all together in the series, which connected the two together. Now, Lightspeed Rescue and Lost Galaxy had a connection with red, green, blue, yellow, and pink from Galaxy. Lost Galaxy all in one series. Then you have Time Force and Lightspeed Rescue with the red, blue, green, yellow, pink, and Titanium Rangers from Lightspeed Rescue in that crossover that connect the series together. Then the next crossover, being that Time Force was connected to Lightspeed Rescue was connected to Lost Galaxy, and Lost Galaxy was connected to In Space, and In Space was connected to the original and Turbo series with like that, showing how the two connect into each other and everything. So with this one in Wild Force, you have Wild Force and Time Force. There is the Forever Red, but I don't quite... You can count the Forever Red in there, but you would have the Red Ranger, Red Alien Ranger, Zeo Ranger, Red, which is Tommy Oliver. You would have the Red Turbo Ranger, Red Space Ranger, Red Galaxy Ranger, Red Lightspeed Ranger, Light Time Force Ranger, and the Quantum Ranger, and the Red Lion Ranger, of all of which are all Red Rangers that connect. This one can be added in, but is not essential to my timeline. You can have it in there. It actually would fit a little better in connecting them, but it's not that important. Then the next one you have is Dino Thunder and Ninja Storm with... I'm not going to go through which the Rangers right now. I'll only go if there's one connecting Ranger. Then you have SPD, which happens in the future, which is the last of the series that take place in the actual universe. Here, the timeline that I have, they connect with the Dino Thunder Rangers, which are teleported to the future. So, I have seen that episode. SPD, Mystic Force, Dino Thunder, Jungle Fury are all series I grew up with. And Dino Thunder has a special place because I had the PS2 video game. I could never beat that dang thing, but I loved playing that thing. Running around trying to figure out what the hell to do as a kid. It was fun. Like, that was one of my favorite games. But they have connections, and it's basically red, blue, and yellow. That's it. And the Rangers there. Then you have Wormhole, where there's more Rangers added in with the SPD Rangers. So you have 2 crossovers of them coming together. Then you have the 15th anniversary one, which is Operation Overdrive, Mystic Force, and then you have the Retro Rangers. You have Dino Thunder. That you have. Oh, I'm not even gonna write that down. You have Dino Thunder, because you have the Sentinel Knights, which are the Mystic Rangers. Then you have the Black Ranger, the Black Original Ranger, the Black Mighty Morphin Ranger, the Blue Wind Ranger, Yellow Dino Ranger, SPD Ranger, and then you have the Green Mystic Ranger. I don't know what the Sentinel Knights are. I have to open that new link and see exactly what they are. I'm not positive on all the Power Ranger stuff, but this is my timeline, and this is how they connect and are very important. Yeah. The Sentinel Knight is Operation Overdrive. Okay, so then Operation Overdrive is connected into that, because you have the Overdrive, then you have the Sentinel Knight. But with that, you have all of that. Now, it does talk about the Zords, but that's the... Okay. The next one, and the one that proves that, and this used footage from the Super Sentai. Now, if I'd like to get people, and some people, to take the Japanese version of Power Rangers Power Rangers Samurai. Recreate the intro of the series. And basically do a dub for it, but, you know. But it uses the Red Ranger from that, and it does prove that there are, they are in a different dimension. So it does prove they're in a different dimension, which, yeah, there's that. I do not count the Mega Force at all. The other one that I do not count, which you can count it. I think I do. No, I don't count that. Actually, I'm gonna count this because no, I'm not gonna count this one for Super Ninja Steel due to the fact that the Mighty Morphing Green Ranger, White Ranger, Red Zeo, and Black Dino Rangers are all in one single episode together. That doesn't work for me. Okay? And it doesn't. And it would then connect back to Megaforce being... So, this episode, the Dimensions in Danger. This does not take place in the actual timeline. This episode can be skipped. It doesn't take place in the main series as far as going with that. Then you have... Then there's another connection with... it's like a Christmas episode. It's the first introduction to having the Rangers as, showing that Dino Charged is in a different dimension type of thing. But it's not the most important one, and it's a Christmassy episode, so it can be left out of it. It is not that important. But Power Rangers Beast Morphers Finders Keepers is an episode. I have not watched Beast Morphers at all. I have watched like the brief introduction to Ninja Steel and some clips. I'm not as caught up with the modern ones from like 2017 and on, with not having cable and Netflix and stuff like that to really watch them. I am connected to the newest one of my favorites actually. I'll give you a reason why, but the reason that this one is more important than the other ones is because it has the Dino Charge Red, Black, Blue, Green, Pink, and Gold Rangers all teaming up. And now this does go back into, if you go back to, this does lead into, where is the, oh, it leads into the next episode, Grid Connection, which you can have, which does take place, which is Grid Connection, which ties more into it because you have the Dino Thunder Red, Blue, and Yellow Rangers, plus all of the Dino Charged Rangers, and all except you have the Red, Black, Blue, Yellow, and Pink of the Mighty Morphin Rangers. This episode does come right after that. That is sort of an important one because it combines Dino Thunder, which has Tommy Oliver in it, Dino Charged, which they are from another dimension, but they do connect to the other Rangers, so the series sort of does interconnect with it, but the series in a whole is not important. Up until it is important up until you get to Dino Supercharge, when they destroy the asteroid that killed the dinosaurs. Once you get to that, the series no longer takes place in the same universe. It is in a completely different timeline. So, just saying that is where that is the last one. That is the last one that happens. And, it's an epic battle. The Beast Morphers team up with Dino Charge and the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers to defeat the newest member of Evox's team. Evox. I have to look up what Evox is. It should tell me. Oh, my stupid computer. I'm just gonna click. Please tell me my stream is still going. Cool. I think that this video is better than that. I'm not really good at typing this stuff up in a good way. I'm not good with I'm not good, amazing at speaking. I'm better at speaking than writing things down. When it comes to stuff, like, this is literally how I have the timeline on my paper. And then on the back, you can barely read it. I was more reading it offline. But, I might just repost this. Think Evox. Yes. Evox is the computer virus who takes form of a cobra and serves as the main villain of Power Rangers Beast Morphers, which connects to the other ones, and that basically where the connections to the other Rangers are connected, when it means that those ones connect to the um, other ones, just saying that they do connect to, the other Rangers. Now, this is not a extensive one, but I do believe that Mega Force does not take place and is a simulation. That explains why Tommy Oliver can be wearing the Green Ranger suit when that was destroyed. That can explain that, and also explain why the Jungle Fury Red Ranger is dead in the episode Spirit of the Tiger. Um, Basically, he's not dead, so as some people say, but Megaforce is something you can skip entirely. It's not going to affect your viewing of the the show in any way. At all, but I just thought that's how the timeline goes. And anything from Dino Fury to SPD, anything that does not take place after the year in SPD is before that. So the timeline will continue to grow with SPD moving down the line, because it will always be the last thing. Now, uh, now, now I'm not. I was just looking at something. Now I'm not going into extensive detail of what episodes at this moment, unless I can find important Power Rangers. Besides the connected ones I had mentioned, like the crossover episodes, there is no real importance in there may be some episodes that you can skip and stuff like that you can really just skip, that they're not that important. And everything, like, now the movie that came out in 2017, I thought it was okay. I didn't think it was amazing. I do think they tried to cram a lot into a movie. At first I was so excited, but I think it should have been more of an origin story of the Power Rangers and everything kind of thing. But really, now I'm going to go through this. This is a thing. This is not up up to date. Let me just find something that's actually more up to date. But what I am going by is saying that the crossover episodes, that crossover continuing series are important because it connects those series together. Now, Dino Charge does have connections and weaving into the regular known series that is already in place. But I do not count the one that has Megaforce in it. That one I do not count. Because that one, Megaforce, if you know anything about Power Rangers, you'll know that after that, when I was younger, I have grown to more like, not 100%. It says I have one person, but okay, whatever. What I see on here, which I can actually show you. See? One viewer. Right there, one viewer. Can I actually make this quality a little better? Can I make the quality better? Crop. No, I'm done. Okay, I can't make it any better quality, but right there, you can see that's not a circle, that's a line. So it would be a 1. Just showing you. But I forgot what I even was. The reason so if you know anything about Power Rangers, you'll know that during Samurai, towards the end, it was November, it was on Thanksgiving, during the Macy's Day Parade. Now, when I was younger, the one reason I did not care for Samurai that much, and I kind of watched it and kind of didn't watch it. It was spotty. Like, I watched it, but I didn't watch it. I wasn't a huge fan of Samurai. I'm still not a huge fan, but I've grown to like it a little more than I have others. If I was going to watch the whole entire series, okay. But when it came to Samurai, I don't know. It was the first time that it was back. The series was back on, and it was on Nickelodeon. So, and it had just come from Disney. Which, knowing Disney today, I don't know why they sold it. It doesn't make any sense. But being that Samurai didn't have really, they only had one main weapon that was like a gun. Because Power Rangers have mainly had some form of a gun, or some form of an axe or magic. Samurai didn't really have any of that type of stuff that was interesting to me. And when I was younger, and I just didn't quite care. So when they announced Megaforce during the Macy's Day Parade, I was excited. That wasn't until I started watching the series and realized it was a pile of trash. Now, I'm not going to say any of the actors in Megaforce and Super Megaforce were bad actors. They could be the best actors. And this is the one thing about actors, is good actors can be bad actors at times due to a bad script. A good actor and a bad script can make it look like they're bad. And I just didn't I can't go back and watch it, and that is one reason I don't include it on the list. But I do include Samurai because, yes, Samurai doesn't have a real, humongous connection to the actual, mainline series, as the others do. and everything, that they don't. Because the 25th anniversary one does have the as the Megaforce Yellow Ranger and in it, but it doesn't have. And you could say, well, the samurais take place in a different timeline, but no, I don't think they do. I don't think they do. And I really don't think that they do at all, because RPM never showed up in that crossover. Blue Space Ranger did. Now, the Megaforce. Now, the only other time the samurai actually come up is in the Megaforce series. Now, you might say, well, they did turn into SPD, so that debunks your theory right there. No, not necessarily. Because of Tommy Oliver going to the future, meeting the SPD Rangers in the exact episode Wormhole, the Dino Thunder Rangers was the red, blue, yellow, black, and white. Black being Tommy Oliver. So that connects the two series together and everything. So, and the whole reason is that. So, and the Megaforce also does have Spirit of the Tiger and the Legendary Battle. And the Legendary Battle, like there was the extended version. But I don't see it as part of the main series due to the fact that they crammed, and I don't like the way they did that. Cramming them into each other and everything. That's why my theory is that. That's why that's my theory, is that they basically did that. Because it would make more sense, because they have the Gold Samurai Ranger in that episode, but they also have the Yellow Ranger. So that episode does not take place and is not necessary to, because it doesn't go into any of the other episodes in the Power Rangers series. So it's not that important to the actual series, and I don't think that I don't think that any of the other, I don't think any of the Ninja Storm Rangers Samurai show up anywhere else. But this does say that in the notes, it says the Samurai and Super Ninja Steel saw the return of one Ranger from each of their respective preceding seasons, but did not see the full team return. Well, Mystic Force never had a team-up episode with SPD like its Super Sentai counterpart did. Piggy from SPD made a cameo appearance in the Mystic Force episode Ranger Down. Now, technically speaking, I don't know if this was before or after, but at some point, Marvel made a Power Rangers comic with the Masked Rider, which connects the Masked Rider with Power Rangers, the Ninja Rangers, stuff like that. And they're all so the Power Rangers simultaneously take place with Marvel and DC at some point, and I don't understand how that quite works, but because I'm not going to get into that detail. But the only thing that I do think is strange is that the only other team up, because I don't count, unless there is a decent theory that explains why the episode Dimensions in Danger, unless that happens to be a theory about it. So let me just look it up. Dimensions in Danger theory power. Now, I'm just gonna say it now. If I can meet Tommy Oliver, the actor's name is Tommy. If I can meet him in real life and hang out, I would. Because he is awesome. I think he is one of the coolest. Now, I would love to work with Tommy to take one and a group of people, maybe like Corridor Crew, and stuff like that, to see if we can take the Sentai and make it an actual series. Just a fan series with Tommy in it in some form, but now I do think that maybe that this episode technically there's a theory about it. Okay. Now, someone does have a theory about this. Never have been playing chess before. It's the most interesting. Okay. I'm just been Uncanny Fox here. Okay, so finally ending my review series on Power Rangers team-up episodes with the 2 Super Ninjas through Crossover Dimensions, the 25th anniversary special, featuring the return of several Rangers and the Poise Show, a Christmas episode with a guest appearance by the Blue Dino Charge Ranger Coda. Like I said last week, I wasn't sure I was going to be able to do these two. Okay, they said blah, blah, blah. The difference was day and night. Dino Charge had everything the previous 2 Neo Saban seasons didn't. Good writing, better acting, memorable characters, blah blah blah. I actually liked Dino Charge a lot. I haven't seen Beast Morphers. I'm going to watch that after Dino Fury. I do hope Hasbro continues on with the Sentai or creates their own form of Rangers. Now, if they're going to create their own form of Rangers, tell me, would you guys like to see them the series, like how the Flash and Supergirl use CGI and they're put on regular TV? I would like Hasbro to make Power Rangers, not a reboot, a continuation of the series with their own set of Rangers, using CGI that is perfect. I know they cut the budget down a lot to make this series based on using already done footage, but I think that would be one way to do it. It says, at least don't ninjas steal, which, well, not anywhere near as bad as Megaforce, which Megaforce seemed like a step down in every way. The acting went back to average at best. The characters weren't as fleshed out as the previous seasons, and you just go by that. And the premise was interesting too. The Rangers were unwitting contests in some sort of alien WWE show called Galaxy Warriors, and their battles were televised across the universe. At least that's what we're told, as this doesn't really play into things any more than any other season. And basically saying, anywho, blah blah blah. Where's this theory thing? Okay, so basically, the episode begins with an opening of Optimus Prime describing the long ago, the Earth's greatest ranger, blah blah blah. Talking about the Rangers. Where's the theory? I have to click Control F to find it. Okay. So this is about this. Centuries ago, travelers from Aquitar crash landed in feudal Japan and caught the inhabitants. The art of stealth and deception, kind of like how the Predators taught the Mayans how to build temples in Alien vs. Predator. That would explain why the Alien Rangers look like ninjas. Okay, and I have to agree with that, which took the form of multicolored shuriken called Power Stars. The stars instead went to the Rangers, who battled to keep them safe from Galavanax. And after this defeat, at the end of the first season, the treacherous advisor, Madame Otis, like I said, the premise had a ton of potential. Basically, saying that the theory about the centuries ago, it's saying that clutches for fair found, blah, but the season itself turned out rather dull and average, save of course with these two crossover episodes, which are the most interesting, starting with the Dimensions in Danger, or as I like to call it, what the legendary battle might have been like if the people involved cared. Also worth noting that I've already covered this episode and I just saw a mini review, blah 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 blah. But that's like a very small theory that it doesn't really do with that. I wish there was a theory about that, because I do feel like there has to be a reason that Megaforce is there. There has to be. There has to be a theory to why, because it would fit, because in that crossover, it has a Samurai Ranger. So, but then again, it has the Yellow Megaforce Ranger. I don't know if it has her as the yellow like it has one single, like, say, kind of thing. Now, this episode could take place in, and this is where I think it does. I also think this episode takes place inside of the whole entire thing. Reason Tommy Oliver could be the Green Ranger, White, Red, and Black Dino Ranger all together at one time. Being he'd be the only. There is the White Dino Ranger, so the Black Dino Ranger doesn't have to be there. But that's why I feel that this one does take place during that time. That's why. I don't think it's that important. But without that, it doesn't explain RPM in the series at all. Because if you're going to go with that, then say the same thing. But I do think, because the fact that they do have a connection to all of these series here, I don't think they have a connection to any of the others, like stuff like that. But as far as I'm just gonna look up and see samurai crossover crossovers. I just want to see the crossovers listed for Samurai Rangers crossover to see what crossover episodes do the Galaxy Rangers crossover with and all that, like, because I don't know how they would actually do a crossover with that, because I don't want to say the Samurai takes place right before Ninja Steel, and it would make sense because the ninjas. Now I don't know the plot of Ninja Steel. I've really never Ninja Steel plot. I just need to know the plot of Ninja Steel. I just have to go through here. Power Rangers Ninja Steel, because it premiered on January 27th, 2018. Basically, the plot, and I don't like how they go and do super. They had super. This, like, they didn't do it to the Beast Morpher, so I'm glad about that. But let's see. Okay. Galvanax is a raging champion of the Galaxy Warriors, the most popular intergalactic TV game show in the universe, where contestants from all over the universe battle to prove who is the galaxy's mightiest warriors. He has become determined to make himself invincible by collecting the mythical Ninja Nexus Prism, which contains a supernatural Ninja Nexus Star. Now, the Ninja Nexus Star, which I have to search with Google here, look, is a little thing that has the little ninja pieces in it. Now, I'm kind of sad that they didn't go the route of using Samurai and Ninja Steel in the show. Oh, my back is itching. Sorry, my back is itching me like nothing right now. I don't know why. I do have to take a shower tonight, but not at the moment. I do have to look up, besides then we'll go into the most important episodes here. I just have to look up Ninja Storm Morpher. The plot of Ninja Steel isn't that important to Ninja Storm. There are morphers that resemble. Now, I don't know if they, yeah. The morphers similarly, resemble, they have little things you put on them, and they resemble the kind of ninja star thing you'd get in. So that could be just another form, because it's very, very similar. But that's just that. So I just feel that samurai and then ninjas, steel are connected. That's how I feel. That they're in the same universe. No. And all that. But yeah. I'm trying to find something on the most important episodes that are the most important episodes to watch. Because one thing I'll just go by what I clicked on first thing. This is from 2016. But it'll give you guys an essential. You need to watch season 1. So you need to see episode 1, Day of the Dumpster. For the first episode of a TV show, Dumpster packs a powerful punch that is still felt to this day. But to be fair, so did the one for the original pilots. The remake Mega Mission for Power Rangers Megaforce in 2013 was pretty neat too. And I'm going to scribble this down as I'm working here. I can't see you guys' comments at the moment, but Mighty Morphing Power Rangers season episode 1, 2, 3, third episode, 6, 13, 17 through 21. That's all in season 1. Then 26, 27, 28, 29. Then 34 and 35. Then 36. I would assume then 37. No, 38. And then you go with episode 38. Then 39 through 40. And that's just still. And then 42. 49 through 50. So because it's a two-part. Then 59. Then 59. 60. And then on to season 2. That was just season 1. This is just for the first series that I'm looking at right now. 1 through 3. So, because it's a 3-part episode where Lord Zed comes into play, then you go to episode 7, so you're skipping 4, 5, and 6, which is good. Then you go to 11, you're skipping 5, you're skipping 7, you're skipping from episode 7, you're skipping 8, 9, and 10. 8, 9, and 10 are the episodes you are skipping. Then you go to 12 through 13 because it is a 2-part episode. So that's 12 through 13 that you are skipping. Then you go to 14 because it says missing green. Then you have 17 through 18. So you're skipping 5 and episode 5 and 6. Then you have 22 through 24. That is the ninja encounter. Then you have episode 26, skipping episode 25 of the second season. Then you have 27 through 28, just a 2-parter. A lot of the 2-part episodes are important to the actual series, and everything. And then you have 29, episode 29. And this is just the important episodes to the actual series. Then you have 41 through 43. This one is the wedding of Lord Zed and Rita Repulsa. Then you have 44. 44 through 46, which are 3-part episode. Then you have episode 51. Then you have 52. Then you have season 3. Now, this is just for the very first season. I'm just writing this down. These are the episodes to watch. Now, if you guys do want me to talk about that, you don't have to watch episode 1. You start with episode 4 through 7. That is part 1 through 5. This third season kicks off a 3-part Mask Rider crossover and a backdoor pilot that does a nice bit of world building and ends the Bulk and Skull's obsession with finding the Power Rangers' true identities once and for all, but Ninja Quest is where the real story begins. We also get a long overdue US version of the Thunder Zord summoning sequence, and all that. A 4-part miniseries is an alternate lower budget retelling of the events from many more. This 4-part, instead of Ivan Ooze being unearthed and brainwashing their parents of Australian Angel Grove, Rita's boneheaded brother appears instead. He lands on the moon. I like the movie and all. I've always preferred Ninja Quest because it was authentically Power Rangers. So the main original movie, it's like an alternate timeline spew that sort of branches. Like, the events would take place the same and everything. But, and then we go from 12 through 13, which means we're skipping 8, 9, 10, 11, 4 episodes in between. Then we have episode 15, meaning we're skipping 14. Then we have 17 and 18. Then we have 19 through 21, which is a 3-part episode. Then we have 21. Then we had, because it's through 21, and then they list episode 21. I don't know why they list it, but 22 through 24. Through 24. Then 27. 27. 29. Through 31. Then 32. Then 33. Then 34 through 43. It's the Mighty Morphin Alien Rangers mini-series with the ninjas. And that is where you would end off the original series. If you guys want me to talk about that, I think that is where the storyline goes, and everything in a good, decent way. And everything, and you guys can tell me what you guys think, because there are episodes that are not as important to the actual main storyline as others, and that's what I'm looking at. Because I'm looking at what is the actual storyline. So, yeah. And the newer series of Power Rangers doesn't have a villain, but it has a villain. It's weird. You'd have to see it. I like the new series. This last thing, and then I'm done for the night. I like Dino Fury because it takes the things that Power Rangers, you always questioned, how do they know how to use the Zords, how do they know to do this and that. There was one Ranger, the Red Ranger, who was an alien from another planet years ago, during the dinosaurs, and he knows how to do all this stuff. Well, the two others, they don't, so he trains them. And you see him training them in the beginning of the second episode. And in the first episode, they talk about knowing what Rangers are, and basically they're taught the sequence of how to morph, and they do cement that it is a very, very important thing to get the morphing sequence correct to morph. Which means in this series, and these may be some spoilers, they're not important spoilers to like the actual episode. Those are just little bits if you haven't seen it. Spoiler warning, sorry. But the point is that says that if the Rangers have to have the right morpher and say the right phrase to be able to tell the morphing grid what powers they're trying to activate. Another reason, and that's a little mini theory, that Mega Force and Super Mega Force do not take place. Because they don't do that. And, yeah, that's how I see that. And otherwise, yeah, that's basically what I had to talk about. It's a little bit of a timeline of how the series, and I went by the series, how they connected to each other, and how Dino Charge does interweave in between into other series, but it takes place in another dimension, and it is shown that it's in another dimension, and that's why it is important to show that, and everything. Now, if someone can come up with a decent theory for the dimensions in peril or whatever it was called, dimensions in danger,